Hello, it is Sara Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for Wellness Astrology, this time for the moon in Leo. Okay, housekeeping stuff. So I don't forget to say it all. Please like and comment. I love hearing from you. I love knowing that you're here. Links below if you would like a consultation, wellness astrology consultation, sun, moon, rising. If you're very new to astrology and you just want to get the basics, you can also get a single transit reading if you want to know how the next lunation cycle is going to show up in your chart, or if you want to get info on the Mercury retrograde or the Mars retrograde or any other upcoming transit. We can do a single transit reading, or you can get a full-on astrology consultation. That link is below. Hearts Unleashed podcast, where I was a guest on that podcast. That link is below if you'd like to hear me talk about breaking up with your victimhood. That link is below. And the Awakening Spirit Collective, if you would like to join a group of people moving through this process together on an ascension level. There is journaling coaches, there is chakra dance coaches, there's all kinds of practitioners on there to support you through whatever you are moving through right now, from a soul level. So that is available down in the description box as well. Okay. So Moon in Leo immediately opposing Pluto now in Aquarius. So this is kind of a reminder, we're coming off of too that the trine from Mars to the North Node and sextile the South Node. So there's this like act of individuality happening, as this moon immediately opposes Pluto in Aquarius. It's the moon represents our physical body. And so with Mars having just interacted with the nodes, the North Node being in Aries, the self and you and your body and all of those things. So there's almost like this checking in, looking in the mirror type of energy happening where I've been hearing a lot of people talk about anger, being angry at themselves, being angry at what's going on, being angry at different things. And I know that has come up for me recently, where I'm just angry with myself for not doing the things I said I was going to do. And so we could all tune into our inner Jocko Willink, our inner David Goggins or whatever, to really tune into ourself and what we need to be committed to. Cameron Haynes is another good one. But anyway, so, you tune into that heart space, that inner, courageous, strong lion energy that we each have as we move into this moon in Leo. And so Leo is the heart. And then we have Mars present. So, and then the sun will move into Sagittarius. So happy Sagittarius season. And, this fire energy could, instigate anger. It could bring about inflammation. It could bring about just some, fury type of things. And so I really invite you to kind of look within yourself. I've talked about like the upcoming movements of the planets, meaning Pluto into Aquarius. We have Neptune going to move into Aries. We have Uranus going to move into Gemini, all of that in the next 6 months, along with other stuff. But those three particularly are onsets of different wars throughout American history, with the Pluto with the Revolutionary War. Neptune from Pisces to Aries was the United States Civil War, and Uranus from Taurus to Gemini was World War II. And so we have a lot of war energy, but what I want to invite you to tune into is the war within yourself, right? The war within you. Go back to that Q versus 7 of 9, particularly 7 of 9, and the war that she fought with herself to disconnect herself from the voices of the collective, and learning herself, her individuality, and how frustrating she was, and just angry she was at Janeway, and angry she was at moving through it, and then having to eat food and consume and all of those things, and like just how frustrating she was. with relationships and all of the things, because she was getting to know this version of herself that, as Annika, when she was a girl, she was assimilated so young that, she had no idea who Annika actually was. I don't know if she ever went by Annika, or Annika. She may have in like Star Trek Picard went by Annika, but in Voyager, certainly not. In Voyager, she went by Seven of Nine. But becoming herself, Seven, as we knew her, remember that she joined the show in fourth season, and it wasn't until season 7, I think, that she really stepped into her own individuality. So put yourself in those shoes. Like, what are we learning about ourselves as we are deprogramming, deconditioning from having followed a collective, or having followed, because we're kind of moving from like collective consciousness, as in we all think the same, to unity consciousness, wherein we're all working together as a whole, but we're all individuals in our own way. So lots of different things there. But as far as wellness, again, tune into your heart space, tune into inflammation, be aware of those things, and what can you do to calm your system down. Turmeric, ginger, garlic, things like that can really help you calm, lessen the inflammation. Also physical movement, moving this energy through your body, maybe some cardio work, taking a walk outside, getting outside. That's definitely a good thing to do, is getting outside and being outside. If you're in a cold climate, dress for the weather. I'm working on this one myself. So, I totally understand if it's like, it's cold. I get it. I really get it. And let's make the effort together to get outside daily and take care of that. I know most people work, but I work from home, and I live, I got to give myself reasons to leave my house. So I can be very much a hermit, and be completely okay with being a hermit, but it's also important to get outside and remind ourselves about fresh air and clouds and rain and snow and sun and all of the everything. So anyway, so welcome to Sag season. Happy birthday, Sagittariuses. Happy birthday to any of the final degree or final minutes of Scorpio folks that are out there, as we finish up Scorpio and head into Sagittarius season. Sagittarius sun and rising signs will be ready shortly. So be attentive and aware of those popping up on your YouTube feed. And yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. This has the potential to be a really good Sag season. I'm not going to say it won't come without its stuff, because what season wouldn't? But I think this could be a really good opportunity. There's a lot of good opportunities in Sagittarius season. So, all right, let's see what's up with the Star Trek Next Gen Tarot. I kind of like my little subheading for the week of the Hue versus Seven of Nine. I'm glad I came up with that. All right. Let's see here. Really? The Fool in Reverse. Data. The Fool in Reverse. Okay, so you're feeling kind of stuck, because the Fool in the reverse is stuck. The Fool upright would mean you see all the potential opportunities and want to explore and be curious and all of the things, but you're being a little stunted right now. This is okay. Here's why I'm going to say that. Mercury is about to go retrograde. Mars is about to go retrograde. And Pluto has just moved into Aquarius. We're overwhelmed as hell. And we are like, what? Your head's spinning. The overwhelm is for real. Because honestly, we're moving into a world that we don't recognize, and it's kind of challenging to be explorative when you don't really know what you're exploring. You're almost like, okay, you know what? Take advice from a blind person. Everybody needs a white cane and to learn how to use their tactile skills. Okay, I'm saying it funny, but I mean it for real. Everybody needs to learn how to navigate in the dark, because that is where we are right now. This is an unfamiliar place. You don't know if there's a drop off up ahead, right? If you're thinking about like a cave or something, You don't know where the steps are. You don't know where the light switches are. You don't know how to use the appliances, right? This is so good, right? This is such a good place to be because we all get to learn how to explore the newness here. And the what the fuck, right? The power just went out, right? And everything's dark and you don't even know where your flash, if you even own a flashlight besides your cell phone. But this is where we all get to learn a new skill. You get to learn how to interpret the world from how your feet interpret it, what your hands are touching, all of those sorts of things. You get to be a blind person finding your way around, right? You could think about this with like any like sensory impairment, right? If you don't have a sense of hearing, you have to learn to explore the world by only that which you can see. If you can't smell, you have to learn the world by, knowing what signs to look for if, there's a situation that like all I can think is if you could smell smoke or if you could smell something like a fume that's not good or whatever. Anyway, my point here is that we all get to learn how to be something different and we don't know what to do because this is so new and unfamiliar. Okay, let's go blind person to borrow a cane. Okay. When I got old enough, when I was growing up, as soon as I was old enough to um, stand on a chair and change light bulbs, I was the designated light bulb changer in my house when I was a kid. Not joking. When the power went out and the flashlight was in the car, guess who had to go to the car and get the flashlight? I'm not joking. This was really my role as a kid because I was the only one who had the confidence to do it. But anyway, and even to this day, when the power goes out, I'm like the only person in my immediate area that doesn't like lose their shit. I'm just like, I've got a charged audiobook player and yarn and a crochet hook. I'm good. So that's kind of what I'm saying. We're all in this like unfamiliar territory and we've got to learn some way to adapt to it. So, yeah. All right, let's see what else we got. That was kind of fun. Oh, judgment. Phew. Jeez. Okay. I feel like the people are going to start asking, maybe they aren't, but they maybe should be asking some questions because as things continue to like movements get to be made by the powers that be, why haven't those things been happening this whole time? And this is still 2024. This is Sagittarius season. This is Pluto in Aquarius, which is all about humanity. And I know it looks weird and it looks messy and all of the things, but suddenly there's going to be a lot of questions that need some answers. That's what this judgment card is. Q came in on Encounter at Farpoint and in several episodes throughout, but then also All Good Things, right? And he was presenting humans with why can you justify your existence? Why are humans important? Okay. And I'm not saying like you shouldn't exist. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like Q was trying to get humans to validate themselves. And so he came in as the judge and jury from the Q continuum to question humanity. There was also another episode of what I don't even remember what it was called, but the character was Nagilin. Does anybody remember that episode, Nagilin? With Nagilin? I don't remember what it was called though. I couldn't even tell you what season it was in, but they were kind of like in a little mouse trap, not like a mouse trap as in like a neck snapper, but like more of like a mouse in a maze type situation. And yeah, like he kept moving the cheese basically. So, as we're moving into this Aquarian thing, obviously, like aliens and artificial intelligence is a thing. And so, are we being watched because we're so gifted? Like being a human is a freaking privilege. No matter what type of human that you are, like it's a privilege to be a human because we're the only energetic beings that get to experience life in a meat suit. So, we're kind of being watched by various galactic species, right? That's if you believe in that. I know some people who don't believe in aliens, I totally get that. But but what if like the planets are watching us? What if like I don't know. There's so many ways where places I could go with that. So I don't think I'm going to do that because I could go way down some rabbit holes. But anyway, I feel like that's what this judgment card is with the Fool in reverse. Like, first of all, you're kind of feeling like you are totally blind or in a dark space, and you need to learn how to navigate with some new skill sets, your ears, your sense of touch, and all of that. But also that judgment, it's like, okay, what questions need answers, right? Okay. All right. Let's see what's up with the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck. I haven't seen this one in a long time. I haven't used it in a while. But I thought the Sagittarius season deserved a little hit of magic because there's so much opportunity and potential, and the uncertainty is for real, but you are still an individually powerful being. And I want you to know that you're a magical being. So that's why I chose this deck for Sag season. So, of course, I have used it for the sun and rising signs, and we'll use it in the moon or in the wellness astrology for Sag season. And we're going to start with wings. Well, that's appropriate. Sag being long distance travel. Oh boy, let's see. You never needed those wings to fly. Ooh. Imagination comes to mind. Imagine you get to travel. This is where artists get their inspiration, is their vivid imagination and their ability to travel in their mind. Think about the best book you've ever read, and you can like feel what the characters are feeling, and you can there's a lot of us out there who have such a vivid imagination that we can't watch a movie from a book because it ruins what we saw in our head. I'm one of those people. I don't like watching movies based on books because it always ruins the book for me. Because I have like Harry Potter is a perfect example. I hate the Harry Potter movies because I read the Harry Potter books and I had it in a certain way. It wasn't the same way in the movies and I didn't like them, and I can't separate them. I also didn't like the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movie. God, what? I didn't like those movies. I love those books though. Those are some of my favorite books. But anyway, so if if I can transport myself to Hobbit world, or Lord of the Rings world in a book, currently reading The Wheel of Time, and like that's just a complete escape. But like where can you go in your mind and create and invent and envision and create and manifest your own flight, right? You can manifest your own flight. You can transport yourself to your highest, individual power and space without traveling, whatever. So, and there's always the neighborhood of make believe. Okay, if you know, you know. Does anybody still have nightmares about Lady Elaine Fairchild? Am I the only one? I don't know. I'm haunted by her. Anyway, I'm also haunted by Mrs. Fitch from the Sesame Street movie. She scared me. How dare they? I was so scared of her. I didn't want Big Bird to get caught. Anyway, all right, I digress. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, like I said, like, comment, all of the things. Welcome to Sag season. Welcome to Pluto and Aquarius. Love your individual self. I love your individual self. And take care and be kind to one another. All right, have a great one. Bye.